Today, thanks to this Zen story steeped in Buddhist wisdom, we will discover why doing certain things in old age is a mistake. Have you ever wanted a peaceful old age, free from worries and full of joy? Have you ever imagined growing old gracefully, keeping a clear mind and an open heart to life? What if we told you that there is a map, a path traced by centuries of wisdom that can guide you towards this goal? In this video, we will take you on an extraordinary journey to discover the secrets of a fulfilling old age. We will listen to the words of the venerable monk Tagai, a man who has lived over a century of life with serenity and wisdom. Tagai will reveal to us the 10 most common mistakes that people make in old age, mistakes that can cloud our happiness and compromise our well-being. But not only that, he will also offer us valuable advice on how to avoid these mistakes, on how to cultivate a serene mind and an open heart, even when the body begins to show signs of aging. We will learn to live the present fully, to welcome the future without fear, to nourish human relationships, and to keep the flame of curiosity alive. And if you stay until the end of the video, you will discover an even deeper secret, a teaching that goes beyond words and touches the very essence of life. Prepare to be inspired, to see old age in a new light, to discover the beauty and wisdom that only time can bring. But before continuing, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. The morning sun was slowly rising over the hills, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange. A group of pilgrims, their faces weathered by life's experiences, were approaching the temple, their steps light on the smooth stone path. The air was fresh and pine-scented, and a sense of peace and anticipation permeated the atmosphere. Inside the temple, seated on a meditation cushion, the venerable monk Tagai awaited them. His 100 years of life were engraved on his face like the veins of an ancient tree, but his eyes shone with a wisdom and serenity that transcended age. The pilgrims bowed respectfully and sat in a circle around him, eager to hear his words. Tagai smiled, his wrinkles rippling like waves on a calm lake. "Dear friends," he began in a warm, reassuring voice, "old age can be a time of great joy and peace, but only if we avoid certain common mistakes that can cloud our serenity." As the pilgrims prepared, excited and grateful, to listen to their mentor's words, Tagai began to list and elaborate on the mistakes we should not make in old age. The first mistake he spoke of was clinging to the past. "The past is like a river that flows away. We cannot hold it back," he said. "Clinging to memories, regrets, and old habits prevents us from living fully in the present." I remember an elderly woman who often came to the temple, always complaining about how things were better back in her day. She was so focused on the past that she failed to appreciate the beauty of the present, like the cherry blossoms that bloomed each spring or the smiles of her grandchildren. One day, I asked her to describe her happiest memory. After a moment's reflection, she told me about a picnic with her family many years ago, when her husband was still alive and the children were young. So I asked her if she was willing to relive that day, knowing that it would be the last of her life. Her answer was immediate: no. She understood then that even the most beautiful memories cannot replace the present life. The past has shaped us, has taught us valuable lessons, but we must not allow it to imprison us. Learn to let go, to flow with the present, like the water of a stream that follows its natural course. The fear of the future, of illness, of death, is the heavy burden that prevents us from fully enjoying every moment, the monk continued, introducing the second mistake to avoid. I remember a man who, approaching old age, was terrified of losing his independence, of becoming a burden to his children. This fear paralyzed him, prevented him from making plans and living his life. One day I told him, "Life is like a journey on a boat. We cannot control the wind or the waves, but we can learn to navigate, to enjoy the view, even when the sea is rough." Old age can bring challenges, but it can also bring wisdom, inner peace, and a deep connection to the essence of life. From that day on, the man began to live more lightly, accepting the uncertainty of the future and focusing on the present. He began to meditate, practice gratitude, and cultivate his spirituality. He discovered that fear can be transformed into acceptance, and that even in the most difficult challenges, there is always a lesson to be learned. Isolating yourself from others is another mistake you should not make, said the old monk. Human relationships are fundamental to our well-being at any age. Isolation leads to loneliness and depression. Cultivate friendships, spend time with loved ones, participate in community activities. I remember an elderly gentleman who, after his wife died, locked himself in his house, refusing all contact with the outside world. His health rapidly deteriorated, both physically and mentally. One day, some temple volunteers convinced him to join a group activity, a painting class for seniors. He was reluctant at first, but then he began to open up, telling his story, laughing and joking with others. He discovered that sharing and supporting each other can heal the deepest wounds and bring new joy to life. His life regained color, and his health improved dramatically. Never underestimate the power of human connection. Look for opportunities to meet new people, share experiences, and offer your help to others. Even a small act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. Never stop learning. The mind is like a muscle. If we don't exercise it, it gets weak, Ogai said. Keep reading, studying, exploring new interests. Curiosity keeps the mind young and lively. I know a 90-year-old lady who learned to use a computer and now communicates regularly with her grandchildren who live abroad. This makes her happy and gives her a sense of connection to the world. He also discovered a passion for photography and now spends hours capturing the beauty of nature with his camera. It's never too late to learn something new, to discover a new talent or a new passion. Life is full of opportunities to grow and evolve, even in old age. Challenge yourself, step out of your comfort zone, and you'll find that your mind is more flexible and adaptable than you think. Neglecting health is another mistake that should not be made according to the wise monk. The body is our temple. We must take care of it. Eat healthy, exercise regularly, get enough rest. Physical health is the basis of general well-being. I remember a man who, in his youth, was an athlete. As he grew older, he stopped exercising and began to neglect his diet, giving in to the temptations of fatty and sugary foods. Soon he began to have health problems, such as diabetes and heart problems, which made him unhappy and dependent on others. One day, he decided to change course. He began to walk every day in the park near his home, to eat healthier, favoring fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and to take care of himself, dedicating time to meditation and relaxation. Gradually, his health improved, and with it his quality of life. He regained the energy and vitality he had lost, and he began to enjoy the little things again, like a walk in the sun or a chat with a friend. Remember, health is a precious investment, and taking care of yourself is an act of love towards yourself and towards those who love you. As the pilgrims exchanged thoughts, delighted to discover the monk's pearls of wisdom, Ogai spoke about constantly complaining. Complaining doesn't change reality, but it makes us unhappy, he said. Focus on the positive things in your life. Practice gratitude. A positive attitude attracts good energy. I know an elderly woman who, despite life's difficulties, the loss of her husband, health problems, financial difficulties, has always maintained a positive and grateful attitude. She always says, "Every day is a gift, and even if it's not perfect, there's always something to be grateful for." Her positivity is contagious, and everyone who knows her is inspired by it. Every morning, she wakes up and gives thanks for the new day, for the birds singing, for the smile of a passerby. This practice of gratitude has helped her face life's challenges with courage and serenity. Remember, happiness does not depend on external circumstances, but on our internal attitude. Cultivate gratitude. Look for the beauty in everything, and you will discover that life is full of precious gifts, even in the most difficult moments. Comparing yourself to others is another mistake that is very harmful to your mental well-being and spiritual growth. Everyone has their own path, their own pace. Comparing yourself to others creates frustration and envy. Old guy said, accept yourself for who you are with your strengths and limitations. I remember a man who was always envious of his richer and more successful friends. This envy made him unhappy and dissatisfied with his life, even though he had a loving family and good health. One day I asked him, if you could trade your life for one of your friends, would you? He thought about it for a long time, then said no. He realized then that his life, with all its challenges and joys, was unique and precious. Each of us has special talents and gifts, and our job is to discover them and share them with the world. Don't compare yourself to others, but celebrate your uniqueness and appreciate the journey you've been on so far. Stopping dreaming is the eighth mistake we should absolutely avoid. Dreams give us a purpose. They push us forward, said the monk. So never stop dreaming, never stop having plans for the future, even small ones. Life is a continuous journey. I know an 80-year-old man who has always dreamed of writing a book. For years, he put off this project, thinking he was too old or not talented enough. One day, he decided to start writing, even if only a few pages a day, recounting his life experiences and the lessons he had learned. After a few years, his book was finished, and it was beautiful. This gave him great satisfaction and a renewed enthusiasm for life. Dreams are ageless and can flourish even in old age. Don't be afraid to pursue your desires, to explore new possibilities, to create something beautiful and meaningful. Life is too short to postpone your dreams. Losing your sense of humor is another thing you should not do. Laughter is a powerful medicine. It releases tension, improves mood, strengthens the immune system. Ogai said, looking everyone in the eye. So don't take yourself too seriously. Learn to laugh at yourself. I remember a group of elderly people who met every week to tell jokes and funny stories. Their laughter was contagious, and the atmosphere was always filled with joy and lightheartedness. A sense of humor helped them to face life's challenges with more serenity, to put problems into perspective, and to find the funny side even in the most difficult situations. Never lose the ability to laugh, to play, to have fun. Life is a wonderful game, and smiling is its universal language. As the sun began to disappear behind the majestic Himalayan mountains, Ogai continued his lesson by talking about another mistake to avoid: ceasing to love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, he said. Keep loving life, people, nature. Love fills the heart with joy and allows us to feel alive. I know an elderly couple who, after many years of marriage, still loved each other deeply. Their love is an example for everyone. It shows that true love has no age and can overcome any obstacle. They hold hands, exchange knowing glances, take care of each other with tenderness and devotion. Their love is an inexhaustible source of strength and happiness. Never close your heart to love. Continue to give and receive affection, to cultivate meaningful relationships, to appreciate the beauty of the world that surrounds you. Love is the nourishment of the soul and allows us to live a full and fulfilling life at any age. Togay paused, his gaze falling on each individual pilgrim. Remember that old age is not the end, but a new chapter in life. Live it with wisdom, serenity, and love. The pilgrims listened in silence, the monks' words resonating in their hearts like a mantra. When the sun completely hid behind the mountains, they stood and bowed in gratitude. They had received a precious gift, the map to a happy and fulfilling old age. And as they slowly descended the path, carrying Togay's words with them, a sense of peace and hope enveloped them. Old age was no longer a burden, but an opportunity to live fully until their last breath, with wisdom, serenity, and love. Are you ready to embark on this journey to a happy and fulfilling old age? Remember, happiness is a choice, and wisdom is your compass. Live each day with gratitude, curiosity, and love, and you will discover that old age can be the most beautiful chapter of your life.